Guess who's back in the house? Heels click clack in the bow. Fine, fresh, feminine. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. Now is the moment. I have watched every single episode of AJ and the Queen. We have reached the finale. Episode 10, titled Dallas. This is the pageant episode, the moment that we have been waiting for, the moment that Ruby has been waiting for to win. I think the prize money is like $25,000 for the pageant. So the theme, I should say, the theme of this episode is really the definition of family. That is a constant throughout this episode and has been a constant throughout the entire series. And so we also are asked a number of questions. What does family consist of, and who deserves to raise AJ, Ruby, or her mother? And so there is a shocking twist to this particular episode. We learn that AJ's grandfather, Pop Pop, doesn't exist. So AJ's mother created this person to give her an extended family and to give her someone else to love her. And she has, for years, she has created, written out fake birthday cards with a fake address in Texas. I think the city is like Willow Station, Texas. She has put money in these cards to give AJ hope that her grandfather could be the person that could save her mother. Her plan all along has been to go to Texas and then call her mother and get her mother to come to the grandfather's farm because she feels as if her mother moves away from New York, she will be away from temptation. So Ruby discovers that the grandfather doesn't exist, and after she has dropped off AJ at this random person's home, so AJ, of course, realizes that this is fake, or actually she doesn't really understand that he isn't real as of yet. She thinks that the grandfather is like at another place on the farm. So Ruby basically tells her that, the picture that you have of him is downloaded off of line. The birthday card's actually handwritten by your mother. They were never mailed off. And so AJ just screams out, "Nobody wants me." And then Ruby says, "I want you. I want to adopt you." It's been 6 weeks since they've been on the road together, and they have really bonded as parent and child. And you have over these 10 episodes, you have seen the love that has developed between them. And in the last episode, Fort Worth, you see just how much Ruby cares for AJ. And so that's really beautiful. And adoption is something that brings children into the homes that need love and attention. And if any of you out there are thinking about adopting a child, you should. There are hundreds of thousands of children in the U.S. Who need a loving home. The foster care system is a damaged system, and so adoption is a way to really get children out of foster care and into loving homes. So if you're out there wanting to adopt, you should. It's a beautiful thing. Um, so, and I'm still getting over my cold, sorry. So that's why my throat sounds, or my voice sounds different. So this is the pageant episode, and the way that Ruby is trying to win the crown is to get on the good side of the pageant owners, which is a gay male couple. And she learns that the couple, they are going to adopt a child. And so every chance Ruby gets, she tells one of the couples that, or one of the individuals in the couple, that they're going to be great parents. And she realizes that this is the way that she will win the pageant, by being complimentary and also promising things that she cannot deliver. And then when she's called out on it, she basically gives like a pageant answer. And then we also see that Damien is enjoying spending Lady Danger's money. He's staying at like the Ritz-Carlton in Dallas. He is even splurging on food that he normally wouldn't. And he goes to this burger place and chokes on this burger, and his life flashes before his eyes. And he realizes that he has feelings for Ruby. And he calls Ruby as she is on stage practicing for the pageant. And she kind of like almost becomes like catatonic, like she can't move, she can't speak. And it brings up kind of like these old feelings, just seeing his name on the phone screen. And so he leaves a voice message that he's going to give her her money back. And she says that, you know what, he's just playing a game. Later on in the episode, he shows up at the pageant and gives her $96,000 and basically tells her that, you know, he wants a second chance. So AJ sees this, grabs one of the trophies from the pageant and smashes it over his head. They take the money and run. And they're actually running because someone has called social services. And so Ruby doesn't even enter the pageant. So she runs out to prevent AJ from going into social services. And that was just really beautiful because she knows that that's not what AJ wants, and that she ran away from social services, a home that she was placed into about a year ago or a few months ago when her mother overdosed and was in the hospital. And so that's kind of like an incredible moment. And this is the second time they have run from social services. So that's a really kind of like beautiful moment between them. Like Ruby is trying to be the hero of the situation. So we also see a family dynamic in the pageant system. So in the pageant scene, there's a cameo by Trinity the Tuck and Jujubee. And so Jujubee is really good friends with Trinity, and Trinity has instructed Jujubee to tell Ruby that it is her year to win and she should just give up all of her shenanigans. Some of the shenanigans that they do is AJ is giving out counterfeit money to fans of all of the other contestants and trying to tell them like, root for Ruby and I'll give you more money. And so Lady Danger takes a Uber from wherever they were arrested. I forget the episode that they were arrested in. So I want to say that was like Jackson, Mississippi? No, it couldn't have been Jackson. Maybe it was Fort Worth. But whatever episode they were arrested in, she takes a Uber from that city all the way to Dallas. And then she breaks into Ruby's trailer and basically destroys all of her wigs. And so the contestants see the wigs have been destroyed, and they all collect their red wigs to give them to Ruby to create a look. And that was just a beautiful moment because in my personal job, I sometimes get to work with pageant girls, and they are some of the most like humble, gracious, kind people that you will ever meet, who are also extremely intelligent and goal-driven. And so I really do love that they were able to show in the show the drag pageant system. And one of my good friends from a different job appeared on this episode. Look her up. Her name is Ruby Boxxx, and she is actually she just won a pageant like a few years ago, but she's a pageant girl. And I hope that she is able to get onto Drag Race. She is a wonderful example of a pageant girl, has always been nothing but sweet and amazing, and can bake her butt off. Oh my gosh, like 6 years ago we worked together, and she would make these amazing desserts. And one time for a holiday party, like I ate like an entire cake that she baked. And then about 3 years ago, I created an event. It was called like Literary Drag Race. So I dressed up as RuPaul in boy drag. I know you can kind of see it. I dressed up in RuPaul as RuPaul in boy drag, and I invited her, Miss Barbecue, and another person who couldn't show up to read from banned books and to read original stories at the Abbey in West Hollywood. It was major. It was such a cool moment, and I love that and her name is Ruby too, so that's really cool. And I love that Ruby was able to do that. So I'm so excited, and I'm glad that she was able to appear on AJ and the Queen. And so my final thoughts, overall, I give the show an A+. I really feel the story started episode 4. That's kind of like the breath, the heart of the episode, where we really see the characters, we see their beating hearts there. We see everyone is in character, and the writing became exceptional episode 4. But overall, I give it an A+, because we really see character development, great scripts, the cameos from the Drag Race contestants were great. RuPaul really thought about how to place specific characters in specific stories. So I really appreciated that. I appreciate that this project, I can't even imagine how many people in the queer community were hired for this. So it's amazing that RuPaul was able to really pay people. And during the Emmys, the last Emmys, there was a woman that confronted RuPaul about not showing enough diversity on stage when RuPaul won. And that was really unfair, because I can't think of any other queer artist who has, or queer business person who has catapulted the careers of countless queer artists of color. If you think about from season 1 of Drag Race to season 12, you have the contestants on the show, you have the people behind the scenes, you have all of the kind of like the on-air talent, the Todrick Halls, the, oh my gosh, what's his name? It's Todrick Hall and the other choreographer. Oh gosh, what is his name? The guy who was married to Octavius, Jamal. You have that guy. You even have like guest judges who I had never heard of Lizzo until she was a guest judge on the show. But Lizzo's a bad example because I don't think she's in the queer community, but you understand what I'm saying. And so I applaud Ru for really being someone who has helped out countless people of color. So thank you, Ru. So at the very end, the mother is kind of like dropped off by a police car. And so for season 2, we have a lot of unanswered questions that they can kind of like dive into. So will Ruby be arrested by the police? Since she has $96,000, will she open up her club? Will AJ forgive her mother for deceiving her and about her grandfather and also abandoning her due to her drug addiction? Will Lewis get back with Officer Patrick? Will Ruby get back with Damien? That's a big question. I don't think so. Will Lady Danger come after Damien or Ruby in season 2? So there are a lot of places that they can pick up in season 2 where they have left unanswered questions in season 1. And also, anyone in the creative industry who's listening, who is kind of like worried about will they reach their goal, I want to leave you with a message that it took 2 years for AJ and the Queen to go from pre-production to airing on Netflix. And so you can do it. Just keep going. I kind of like push myself every day because I have a few writing projects that I want to kind of like get out to the world. My second novel, and another project that I'm working on. And so keep going forward. You will get there. You just have to keep going. That's the thing. Motivate yourself to work. And if you do that, if you have a product, push it out into the world. And so I'm curious kind of like everyone's overall thoughts about the series. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Who was your favorite character on the show? Lewis definitely stood out to me. Episode 1, I thought he was blind. There wasn't a moment where Lewis was out of character. So I applaud Michael Leon Wooley. He did an amazing job. I'm definitely going to be following him after this project. Tia Carrere really sold it as Lady Danger. Like I hated her, but she was actually really good. And I'm curious what they did to make her eye look red. I wonder if that was kind of like a contact. But like it looks like she had a prosthetic piece when they removed the eye patch from the Jackson episode. So yeah, just leave your comments in the section below. And I can't wait for Drag Race Season 12 to start. I'm curious about the release date for All Stars, because normally All Stars would start before the season. But I think because like AJ and the Queen is out now, they wanted to push back All Stars, which makes sense. If you haven't already, I created a video called The Men of AJ and the Queen. So watch that video so you can see some eye candy. And I will be working on a video about Drag Race Vegas. So maybe I'll do that within like 2 days or so, but hopefully I'll have it up very soon. So stay tuned for that. Thank you to all of my new followers. I really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting me and this channel. I'm only going to grow more and more, so stay tuned for more content. So I hope this is the end of the review. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and stay tuned for the next video. Besos.